getting through this is going to be a national effort, and I don't mean those words lightly. I mean every single person in this country is going to be affected and going to have to do things.
But this is the great dilemma, if you like. So say there's somebody living along the street from me who is elderly and is self-isolated because they have symptoms, and they need care, they need help. Do I go in to help them or not?
Well, if you are healthy, then yes. And
risking getting the disease myself.
Well, if you...
And then spreading it.
I'm so sorry. If you are healthy and they are healthy, then please go and help them. There are ways that you can help without yourself getting infected, because the infection comes if you're within 2 meters of somebody, and so, you know, making sure that they're okay, making sure that they've got the food that they need, for instance, if they can't go out shopping. These things are critical, and you can do that without risking infection yourself.
All right. Are you going to ban mass gatherings?
Well, clearly, in our action plan, that is one of the steps that we can take.
Because you said, again, the government said on Thursday that this was not necessary and could be counterproductive when talking about football matches and so forth. The FA went ahead and banned them anyway, or pulled them anyway. And lots and lots of people are wondering, should I go to this local club or gym or pub or whatever? And again, people are looking for advice from the government about what kind of gatherings they should now avoid.
Yes, I understand that. And we will do the right thing at the right time. What we are doing is changing the law. We'll publish the bill this week coming. We'll change the law so that we take the power to be able to close mass gatherings if we need to, and take other action that you just normally wouldn't, but we might have to in order to respond to this virus.
Do you foresee a time when we will follow, as it were, France or Spain and actually close all restaurants, bars and other shops beyond pharmacies and supermarkets?
Well, we haven't ruled that out. We'll do what is necessary, because the top priority is to protect life, and you do that by protecting the vulnerable and protecting the NHS. That is the goal. We've got our plan. We set it out in public a couple of weeks ago. We're approaching this with the maximum possible transparency, including, you know, there's now a website of where all the infections that we know of have been.
The big political, or the really difficult decision, I suppose, is to what extent you try to control, as you were saying, the spread of the disease, allowing it to spread, but at a rate which the NHS is able to cope with. Or, as some other countries have done, you said, actually the exponential rise in this disease is so great, just throw absolutely everything at it. You close all the schools, you close all gatherings, you close the tube, you close the transport system, you close the borders. And now you have not taken that position, but that is in itself a bit of a risk, isn't it?
Well, the goal here is to protect life, and the measures that we take have got to be sustainable, and making sure that they're sustainable is a...
One murder is 2 million, and right now we're at pandemic rates of murders. We're at a 5-time high, so what we're doing right now is not working.
Dust with icing sugar to serve.
Coming in on that one, with the idea of a register, would that work?
I think it can create lots of problems. I think it needs a lot of thought going into it. I mean, I suppose initial problems would be if people are going onto the register after 2 incidents, are we then staying on that register? Are we saying people can't change? Who decides when somebody comes off the register or not? And actually, are we talking about convicted people? Because then less than 1% of perpetrators are convicted. So therefore, the perps I have in group would turn around and say, well, I'm not that bad, I'm not on the register. And actually, if we think about the thousands of counter-allegations we have against...
Reaching the other side of the world has never been easier. But by flying over, are we forgetting how to travel through?